So I'm just going to read over a black screen because nothing is working out here. And I put my own self on the line to try and figure some stuff out in my life. I've been poisoned, gaslit, targeted in every single way. And I have a lot of things going on in my life right now that are hard to talk about because of the areas where this hacker's design just does me. And simply put, nobody even believes that these things can be even made possible. And it's just not anything that they've had to deal with themselves, so I guess they just don't understand to see where I'm coming from or how they're being staged up on me. Now each time it's being set up, you can see the players sometimes and their moves and exact replications of a crime itself, but yet you still can't bring it to be able to discovery. And then these crimes have been long standing, you guys. Bringing up these things is not easy. And then if you're not heard for a crime for what it is, rather it's just as well to paint me up as crazy and such. You literally have no outlet out here that you're supposed to have designed to handle these crimes then. Because you just don't. You become a part of that same like unrecognized derailment of a crime that's taken place over people's lives out here. It's a crime that's done to people so war brigade like. People don't understand that mindset that has to be like stripped of you, I guess, in order for you to realize a thing. But that's, I guess, what I'm trying to do here, is because it's a crime, you guys. And it's a crime that's recognized in such a way as saying they are coming after me, right? And so that automatically makes you sound like a schizophrenic. But when people like Michael Jackson said it, and like people get snuffed out all of the time, people understand it as that. People understand it as such, but they also understand that if they speak, that they too are subjugated to these attacks. And like, well, with the things that this man has done to me in a hacker's way, like, you'd have reason to believe that you had right to speak out on it too. You'd have reason to believe that you're the person that has the floor to speak on this as well. You'd have reason to feel that you are being ordained to speak on these things as well, because of all of the things that have to deal with it and have to deal with you, and then all of this happening, and that no one else out here could even deal with this. Not even 24 hours in my life. And then people can't even suggest that these things aren't happening, because it's all of these people then. They're allowing these things to happen, because then how is a person supposed to move if they're being targeted in these ways? Rather, it's like that kind of CIA type of brigade made over you is like 6 ways from Sunday type talk. Have you ever heard that saying? And so you can visually see these effects on people themselves that carry with their own demons, simply because they're not there to protect you from said crime taking over your life. No. People have to see these things that they push you into urban blight, and it's all of the time. It doesn't matter what you pay for, it doesn't matter what you go through. It's just you have to go take care of your mental health, right? Because it's you. It's always been you, right? Now it's a crime that's just being taken into such areas that leaves you in facets of systemic issues going on that are meant to break you away from not only your discovery of that said crime, but taking you into places where it's within its design meant to break you and make a mockery out of you and aim to kill you and aim to set you up and aim to push you under and aim to not allow you to build or grow on anything that you're trying to create. And so as for me, I think I'm entitled to think that I have my own privacy rights, my own ability rights, I guess, as if you say, and it attacks your abilities in life to be targeted in this way, and it's worse than identity theft. It's a sexual deviancy. It's like sick as fuck. My own data, not just my home breached, my own data breached, my own areas in every single facet. You can think that this man could willy-nilly just walk over my life and do, as if he's just this bunny rabbit that gets to like push me into urban blight, jail, into a hole because no one sees the things that are going on over me, and your homelessness, and you got a bed, and you're gonna be kicked on. You can't sleep anywhere. You're just left out in the cold, and in really cold ways, because no one's actually listening to you to see and understand that your mind isn't right, and you're trying to discover a thing, and then on top of this created fictional character that they've made over you, you just face these things, and you know you're under attack, and these people aren't seeing what's happening to you. They're not even believing the thing is being happening to you, and you're just like, I'm being murdered. I am legit being murdered on the real, and this isn't just poisoning you up little by little anymore. Rather, these are poisons and chemicals meant to kill you seconds to minutes flat, and you know this, but you've also created this distrust now, where now these mentioned things that were really happening before, we're talking about precincts, we're talking about actually police work, that they're not getting together, and they're not putting things in the timeliest of fashions for you to be able to eradicate the things that are running you into the ground, and you're just running along all of these things now, and you're just discovering things because it's like, what's happening? And I was just a person with the internet, like I had a lot of questions in the internet, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing others being snuffed out, and people like coming out these saying these things, and these people being snuffed out, and these people simply can't handle being called out for the criminals that they are. They're just weak and insipidous men, oh Lord. So they can't handle that we are being anointed by the blood of the Holy Lamb, Jesus Christ, and they just can't handle that. They don't want to see that. They don't want to take on those changes themselves, and so a lot of stuff that's happening in our lives is changing us from even being able to recognize the things that are happening to us, and so we have to really push those into the Lord to be able to take control of, as far as being able to see these attacks, because these attacks come on thick as though it's just your own mental health, when it's just really too bad that it's not those things. It's just really too bad that you're trying to push some kind of crime in this kind of length of time of my life, and just experience. I'm just out here trying to experience more joy in the Lord, and feel things that I've wanted to feel, and work for my devotions and my love life that I wanted to build. Oh Lord, that's what I'm saying. It's like the fact. So when I'm setting the decrees in these fashions, that's verbatim for a reason. That's been the actual experience has taken over on me, played over on me, and the facts are clear. The facts are clear to me. The facts are clear to me that these people can't handle the knife. These people can't handle the knife of your happiness. These people can't handle the knife of you wanting to take in your life and devotion to Jesus Christ. The devastation even that they can't just come tear you down is the fact that's killing them mentally over and over. And these are facts. I've never met anyone who had the same worth ethics as I've had to build. I've never known anyone who's built up the warrior mindset that I've had to build to get out of a created thing that's been played over me. I've never known anyone that's had to do the things in the same ways that I've had to do things, and move in the ways that I've had to move. And it's because these plans over me are always somehow better than my own. They're always somehow better than what I'm feeling from the Lord, to be called to being still and not going and running to the lions right now, because those lions, even though there's good men and women out there, even though there is good men and women out there, there might just not be enough of them, is kind of what the Lord is saying there. And not to mention that being still in these areas of where they want you to be, it just ends up getting you end up in worse places, and then I don't get to work on anything that is of me ever. So it's just discouraging as hell when you're just trying to create your own life and then you can't do that. So you're just like, well, what can I do? The niche in my life is getting out of this taxing event of realizing the sexual trafficking community gets to shove you under the box before you ever get a chance to become an integer of yourself, let alone try and take a thing like a movement or a mission that you're writing up on, or a network that you're trying to create, or a course you're trying to put together, or a class that you're trying to create. And instead you're finding all of these holes inside of the realness and the rawness of you being able to even take through and get through the emotional areas of this life, and you aren't being listened to. You're being silenced. And it's like these movements that you're trying to create and the systemic changes that are issues within our lives. There are definitely issues within our lives, because the fact of the matter is that everything is online these days. The school is online, the police precinct is online, the attorneys, the governments, and all the systems that you see out here are online. So when you're being set up in a crime that has to deal with information that's being stolen away from you and hacked by design, you're supposed to be able to go to a cyber criminal. But when these cyber criminals are the actual criminals, or something is being happened in this way to make you a fictional character of yourself, and you're not able to get out from under and break these things to be able to fight to go on, how do you get out and settle the scores before you're able to even try and live your life to break free? You see what I mean? Because you can't just, I mean, how would have Michael Jackson have been able to do it? How would have anybody have been able to do it? You see what I'm saying? So I mean, just because these people are setting these things up on you, and we just want to be able to be free again, but they ramp up in efforts to silence us. Especially when we call them out clean and find out exactly who some of these people are. And I don't care how thick of a brigade it is. You all are narcissists, and you know it. You take money, you take fiat currency, so you can be a narcissist and work for the devil. How do you take yourself and clean yourself out in your mind or in your heart or in anything to be able to sleep at night? I don't care what kind of depth of fucking bunker you build and how much money and dollars you have. You're not fucking helping anybody. And as far as I'm concerned, that's 88 gasoline and a wood chipper, if you ask me. We don't need that's as peaceable as we can get. You want to take it there and just run from your crimes. But people out here are just tired and sick of their lives being worked over and created into these systemic changes in their lives, and then people aren't even able to see a thing that's going on in our lives, around our lives. And the fact is that if we aren't just being warned then, well, we are fucking warned then. But it's just that we are being warned then. And anything else that people want to see or need to be able to see for ourselves in order to be undermined in something that is rather hacked into, and data that is actually breached, and our homes and our lives and our actually bodies that are breached with poisons, and then targeting you and then silencing you, and then anyone that could come up in and call that kind of atrocity not a crime, and that you're not dealing with a crime, you're dealing with a mental health case. I'm sorry, it's not matters of that, and it's not matters of the world that even they need to be involved, because if you ask me, then they are involved in that pedophilia, and they are trying to cover it up, and they are trying to sweep it under the rug. And I'm just suggesting to myself that there is actually no actual outlet out here where anyone can be highly protected to move in these kinds of ways, to steal up and stall up anything that could bring you grace or peace inside of your life. And that's exactly what these people are doing. So that's exactly what I'm calling people to pray against. Anyone coming into our lives or my life that is hacked, and the hacker's design that anyone would want to be able to not even be able to discover a crime and being attacked on this kind of way. And especially if you agree with me that nobody in their right mind has to be set stages inside of their mind thinking that they're just being patternized inside of this poisonous abuse and then attacks, that it's to attack your sexual life in every single way, and not even have a fucking verbatim of a way to get out from these attacks that are set stage upon a person. You have no fucking right to do what you are fucking doing and moving in the kinds of ways that you are. And then coming up all of a sudden and you're being eradicated even more than you were. Some motherfuckers want to play with the life that's actually obtained information and just had it censored in front of him, and is working hard to just get out from under, and then has this kind of war brigade being made over his own life. No, these are sexual immoral ways, and these motherfuckers need to pay for their fucking crimes in Jesus Christ's name, amen. So no matter how you do, no matter how you go for help, there isn't help there. Because you're trying to create a website, you're trying to create systemic issues that are happening into your life and integrating into your basic wellness, into a basic path that's being created by this war brigade that's made over your life, and no one wants to see, as though you have the right to go through life. As though you have the right to go through life, as if anybody else gets the right to go through life, right? Oh, I can try and put the clout back on if that's okay. I'll put the clout back on, but I don't want you to put that clout over me. You want to clout me up. Unable to discover what's being done to me. Clout me up. That's what you want to do. You want to keep on poisoning me? Go ahead, keep on poisoning me. We'll see who gets through this. Aimed at your life and your love life, and it's not even a matter of a crime against you, your sexual deviant fucked up ways and your fucking brigade and any other kind of way that you want to take a love inside of any kind of way. You're going to strip people from their right to speak out against anyone who comes up to try and help you about these things. How you're under attack as well, how they're under attack, and anyone that could come up to help you, frankly, is going to be under attack too. Yeah, fuck you. Your whole fucking brigade out there. Stay silent about the things that are happening to me or anyone else around the world, because I don't care anymore. These kids are in cages underneath the ground, and if we aren't doing things to get these people out here to wake up to and actually see what is actually going on out here and have the tenacity to be done something about it. I've lived almost 44 years in my life. I'm not going to just go away and just try to discover what's being done to me for my whole fucking life. Are you fucking kidding me? You want to take that kind of war brigade since birth over a fucking motherfucker's life? You got another motherfucking thing coming in the spirit of the Lord. And I'm left trying to figure it out all alone, because no one sees anything that's being done to me. No one sees it. You're just left lopped off crazy. And then that's where you're at, and every single time you're in a place of figuring anything out, it only stays in your own brain for so long before those memories fade. Oh, you're just blocked up. You're unable to write things down as you're being stuck out there in the world like a fucked up clown, stupid made with stupid war brigade made things that'll send chills up your fucking spine, being hijacked and misaligned and hacked up in every way you could fucking imagine. And then they want to cover up and convert those findings that we are finding to know. And they can go ahead and work in their criminal ways, making it, oh, that's all well and good. Don't look over here. It's your mental health, right? It's just your mental health, when in fact these outsets are just as narcissistic and overrun with the sickness as the crime itself. I believe in, if we aren't able to see what's really going on and that's a crime anymore, it's really going to get thick out here. So long as I can see it, people are being cowards. They are being a bunch of bitches and a bunch of faggotry mass motherfuckers, because they flip on they do what they do, and they want to flip on this world, and they want to promote this world like it's all good and it's all sick, and you're all a fucking bunch of rejects. Because the reality of it is, if you aren't turning from your evilest ways in these coming of days, the Lord is not going to be happy with you, and I can guarantee you that. Working inequities all over everybody's life. Let's just be bunny rabbits over everybody, shall we? Let's not send in any good artillery over into the enemy's camp, shall we? No, we just send all of our money over to overseas, and we don't allow any of us to get any help, and everyone wants to escape the facts that 5G has any ability over us at all. You guys are all being masked. You don't have to wear the mask anymore. They'll have the thing inside of anything that they needed in, because of these faggotry ass motherfuckers that are sick as motherfucking hell, and you and I know it. So while the reality of is it that we're trying to escape these things going on with us, well, we aren't able to get away and escape, are we, huh? That's what we're coming to find out. So let alone let's see where it's coming from, or be able to see the reasons for ourselves, as if these people have it within it of themselves to wish for that kind of love life getting removed and robbing it away from somebody else just to carry on with it. Go ahead and think that your life is going to be all well and good. Your life is being stolen away from you just as much by your own hacker's design, because it's a fucking recognized crime now. It will be a recognized crime, so help me God, because I am being ordained as sheriff in this town, and this is your town too. So unless this is the sting operation, I don't think that there's anything left to think, because if we can't go after what we know is being gone on underneath the very dirt we walk on, and we are just being snuffed out to find it, we are under attack with what we are faced up with now, because these criminals are elite. These criminals have us at 100. But we might as well be gone back to a little 6% of ourselves, or if we're lucky, before we are knocked out of being able to even live our lives organically without having set attacks, slanders, smear campaigns, and setups that are meant to attack us and break us from wherever we are. And these things are not recognized for what they are. No, not at all. Rather, it's just the same ways as it always was. People can go ahead and think whatever they want, but this man ain't crazy and says factual things about what is happening to him, and this man says things are what is real happening to him based on the patterns of design that have been built up. And you know when you're being poisoned. You know when you're being poisoned, because you can feel it when the enemy attacks you, and the enemy attacks you, and the enemy attacks you, and it builds up patterns upon in your life, and you're just suffocating. You are just sucking in on yourself, and you can see it. So you're not able to speak out on said crimes, right? They're not allowing you to your voice. They're not allowing you to have your protected memories. So we're locking in our memories with the Lord. So help me God, lock in your memories with the Lord. Lock in the truths with the Lord. You're going to come to find out the same things as I am. They aren't even so much as being heard, rather they aren't even being seen as the same things as they were before. So get ready to be crazy. You want things to be crazy? Okay, let's get crazy then. Because that's what we're talking about then. That's what we're talking about then. Because people want to makeshift their little fucking aggravating crimes over us into what they are. So you want to come at me and protect me from a thing that I've been locking in with the Lord all along, being poisoned out of my mind and not even being heard for what's being seen to me as a crime being worked all over me. And yet people crazy enough to see that, something's happening to him, but they don't want to do anything about it. When time comes into facts, it's war brigade over you, motherfucker. You do you. There's just so much evidence out there to show what I've had to go through, that's allowed people to not have their voice, that's allowed people to not even have their production, just the same way as Michael Jackson or Chester Bennington or Avicii or any of the others. So there's so much evidence out here to share now, and you can at least share the memories with these people dealing with those kinds of things in the war times, because these are artists. These are people you can relate with. These are people that you can actually feel what they were saying if you really want to. But the reality is, you're not crazy enough, if you ask me. You're not warrior brigade enough, if you ask me. And the reason I say this is because the goal here is to incite you, because look, go look at yourself in the mirror. I'm not going to even say it. It's just a thin line. I'm trying not to be that way. I'm trying not to call people out that way. But they are narcissists. I'll use that word. How about that? You're a total, complete, malignant narcissist. Unable to leave a person to speak. Oh, poor you. Unable to leave a person to reason for themselves. Just what you're able to do and work one over into that kind of pain and that kind of crazy, sustained up way. What a real great job at painting it off as though we have anyone to go to about the things that are just as crazy as ever. Thanks. And to top it all off, just like I said, I can't hold down a regular job inside of any of these places even if I could. I can do the work just fine. I can do that work all day long, 36 hours straight. Put me to it without these kind of setups and attacks and smear campaigns and poisonous abuses coming up from ghosts and people that you're not able to even see coming up on you, and it's just treachery all over. And you try it, friend. and then tell me that it's not actual systemic areas and places that are actually able to be in its design set out to help you. But instead of it being able to actually set out to help you, it's just aiming more furthering of that doubt, that clout, that depression, and it's all well and good because they're just trying to snuff you out. Good luck getting anyone to listen to you. That's what the psychiatrist said to me. Good luck getting anyone to listen to you. Well, here's the point then. I'll sound just as crazy as you because I'm gonna get someone to listen to me. So help me God. And you have so much nothing and nonsense to say for yourself as far as where God would be concerned. And then people want to see it and paint you as all of the other brigade, if the war brigade made material in your little DSM manual. You have no right. You have no right. You have no right. Than to deal with the facts that we have right to speak out about the things that we have been set up into. So, you can go ahead and think that it's all just crazy as hell, but it's not in this case. Not where it's just the most harsh crime that's ever been done over someone as to what's been actually happening to me in this kind of satanic ritual abusive way. Where rather than people just coming to help and rescue me from what would otherwise be, I'm instead ignored, left to the brink, basically, set up in that kind of way, if you ask me, unable to see things for myself, huh? I'm unable to pray in things for myself, huh? I'm unable to do things in that kind of way, right? Exploding all of these things all over my life for years and years isn't suggesting there's any kind of cray-cray going on. Shit gets very real out here. So it's getting hurtful. It's getting spineless. And these cowards just don't even have a spirit of a fucking leaf inside of them. And as far as that doubt, that clout that other people want to stage up and set up in my life, I'm not going to be that damn an emotional stance that's ever going to take a matter of stance as a person that doesn't have it within themselves to stand up inside of the Lord and say, no, I think I see the way the enemy is trying to move and be able to move inside of this way. And when are you going to go to Lens Crafters and see 2020 out of your own eyes? Because what's 2020 isn't going to running into the lions when these lions have been deceiving you. Then these lions are going to come and kill you. And I'm just talking real talk based on the things that I've seen in actual articles out here in the world. So these people want to turn their rape on you and just fuck you up, put you in a 72-hour hold and whatever else. And then the things that were set up in there, like they aren't supposed to make you a little cray-cray. They're purposefully pushing people into cray-cray so that they can push people into further cray-cray places so that they can do the things that they are doing in a real cray-cray way. And if people aren't able to step up to this systemic shit, then you better pray up and you better go sit with your kids and you better live that way for however long you can, because if that's all you're going to be and you aren't going to be able to come out here and be able to say a thing about it, you're going to let all these reds go, and then all the blues and yellows are going to be attacked too. And then the people have that, and then people want to have real jobs and do anything with actual said real crimes. Then they'll need to convert and cover up everything from what you're just being discovered on. And so paint you up all cray-cray. Let's just go to town and take you over to the painting tray, shall we? Because that's what they're needing to do to you now. Because you heard a lot of these things, and as far as these perps are concerned, I wouldn't want to go down with them as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't want to go down with they're going to go down as soon as the Lord comes into that, because they should go down, and they will go down, and so help me God, they will go down very soon. Your whole life has been hacked away from you by design, and that kind of thorough design that you're not even able to speak out about the reality of the things that you've been witness to, censored or not. Censored or not, you know what the truth is here. And just because the people can't see something for what it is, even if it kills you after a 40-year fight, the Lord knows the truth in this. And the Lord sees all the things that you aren't able to see.